Hey guys, it's Melanie from melaniekham.com. Today's video is this hat. Woo! You guys love my hat tutorials, so I've got a new one for you today with this chunky yarn. The blog post will have a PDF for you guys if you want to print out your instructions and all the extra details, the yarn that I used, the hook size, all that good stuff is going to be over there. If you are interested, let's jump into the tutorial. This is what you need. You need your yarn. You need a pom-pom. You can use a faux fur pom-pom like this one. You can click up here to the eye and see my yarn pom-pom video. So you can use a yarn pom-pom instead. I'm using an N hook, which is a 15 or a 10 millimeter. If you don't have this size hook though, you can use what's on the package. Yarn needle and some little scissors. If you are making this for yourself, that's easy. You can just measure this right to your head. Or if you are making this as a gift and you don't know the head measurements, you can check my blog post for a little chart that I have that talks about the sizing. I'm going to start with the slip knot. Insert your hook. Tighten that down. We're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be the band that goes around your head. So we're going to do a single crochet band. So this is actually going to be considered our turning chain, that chain 6. We're just going to go ahead and insert our hook in the second chain from your hook. So 1, 2. We're going to go underneath this top loop and the back loop. So we're going underneath 2 strands of yarn. We're going to yarn over, pull through. We've got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through both strands. That's a single crochet. And then we're going to single crochet down the rest of these, and that's going to be for a total of 5. So because we did chain 6, that 6th chain was our turning chain. So now we're going to have 5 stitches. So if you need to double check yourself. So next stitch over, insert your hook underneath these 2 strands, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, last guy. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so that's our first row done. So now we are going to chain 1. We're going to flip our work. And we are going to be doing single crochets in the back loop. So it's going to create a sort of ribbed effect. See here, which actually gives it a nice amount of stretch. And it just looks really nice. We did our chain 1, and what we need to do is here in this first stitch, so you can see our stitches up top here where there's a little V shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's going to need to be 5 stitches, but we're going to only insert our hook into the back loop. So from this V, we're going to insert into that back loop. So if you see a terminology on a crochet pattern that says BLO, back loop only, this is what they're talking about. So we're going to insert our hook into that back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops, single crochet, just like before, but we are putting our hook into that back loop, and it creates kind of this ribbed effect, and it makes it really nice and loose and stretchy. Okay, and then don't forget this guy on the end. You can still see that V shape there. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, turn our work again, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So each time we stitch across, we're going to be stitching in that back loop. And that's all there is to this band. You're going to continue doing this exact same thing until your band reaches the size on the chart, if you're making this as a gift, or until it fits your head comfortably. You don't want it to be stretched to fit, but you also don't want it to be too loose and sliding down, because you're not going to be able to really tighten that up later on. Okay, last guy. Chain 1. Turn our work, back loop. Okay, so go ahead and finish your band. Keep stitching until you reach your desired size. I want to note really quick, if you do not want to have a ribbed band and you just want it to be straight and flat, you can totally do that. If you would like just a straight flat band, instead of putting your hook just in the back loop, you'll put them underneath both strands. And that will create a flat band. It fits my head, so I've got still attached, and we're going to bring up our other side because we need to connect our two ends and then begin to build out the body of our hat. So what we're gonna do is just a simple little slip stitch. So we're gonna insert through to the other side. Okay, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, and then I flip it around so that then I can begin to work from the other side. And I'm gonna just insert my hook through that front loop. Pull through the loop on your hook. So insert your hook, insert it into the front loop, yarn over, pull through on the loop. Then we're going to chain one. And now what we're going to do is a single crochet in each stitch going all the way around, which is a little bit tricky because this is not easily identifiable exactly where to place your hook. Basically, we want to do one single crochet at the end of each row. And you're going to kind of get the hang of this and see how it's working best for the type of yarn that you chose. I'm going to insert my hook here, yarn over, pull through both loops. So that was the end of this row. So now we have the end of this row. So let's find a strand up here. This is real bulky yarn, so I'm fine with you just finding one strand. Typically I would ask you to find two. That way there's no like stretchy. With one strand it kind of can pull up a little bit more, but with this kind of bulkier yarn that doesn't really happen. Okay, so that one was the end of here, so now we need to go to the end of here. So we're going to make a round of single crochets all the way around, do our best. The other thing is though, in order for us to create our pattern, we need there to be multiples of 4. So as you're going around this band, you want to make sure that it is going to be divisible by 4. When you get 3/4 of the way around, you're going to want to count it and make sure that you can add a few or take a few stitches away in order to make multiples of 4. And when we get back around to about here, I will check in with you guys. Here's how it's looking. Those single crochets. Now I have 34 stitches. 36 would be the next one, and then 40. So I kind of need to look at this and see if I can fit another 6 stitches in here. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's not going to be quite enough. So what I'm going to need to do is get up to 44. So that means adding in some stitches. 44. So we're going to insert our hook there, yarn over, pull that through to slip stitch. All right, so now we've got 44 stitches. So we've got a multiple of 4. So what we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I want you to double crochet in the same space. So right down here we're going to double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over 2 and 2. Now we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and we're going to do another 2 double crochets all in that same spot. This will make a little bit more sense as we go. So there's our little shell. Now we're gonna skip 3 single crochets and do this again. So let's look here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. So in the 4th one, we're gonna do the same thing, 2 double crochets. So this chain 3 counted as our double crochet, but we were just traveling it up. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, chain 2, and then another 2 double crochet. So remember, we're gonna skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and yarn over, double crochet, same space. So we're doing, that's the 2nd double crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, back down in that same stitch. Last one. One, 2, 3, we're skipping 3 stitches, double crochet in that 4th. Chain 2, 1, 2, and another 2 double crochet in the same stitch. All right, can you see it sort of forming here? So go ahead and finish that first round. I'll meet you back here and show you how to do the second one. I'll let you in on a little secret. If you're off by 1 or so, just keep going. It's not gonna make that much of a difference, okay? It'll be our little secret. We are gonna slip stitch into the top of the turning chain from the first one. So we're gonna insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, pull through. So we're gonna yarn over, insert right into that chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, chain 2 and 2, yarn over, insert your hook, chain 2 and 2, chain 2, double crochet again, all happening in that chain 2 space. All right, see that? Now there's no chain, no nothing. We're just gonna continue that same thing in each of the chain 2 spaces. So we finished this one and then we're gonna yarn over and double crochet over here and make our shell. Chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, back into that chain 2 space. The really cool thing about this hat, it's a nice, like a spring style, or if it's not that cold where you live, and it's really fast. Okay, we finished that shell, same thing, just hop over here into this chain 2 space, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and go ahead and finish that round, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so we just finished. We're just gonna yarn over and keep going. So it's gonna just continue like it was. So let me show you kind of how it looks once I finish this shell. Chain 2, and you're gonna continue this for 6 rounds. So we only need 6 before we need to cinch our hat together, which is really the awesome thing about this kind of chunky yarn. So once you're into this section, it goes really fast. So we just kind of bumped it up here. We're going to continue all around. This will be our 3rd round of shells. Pretty simple, right? So continue doing that. Every time you come around to the end, just keep going into the next shell. Okay, you're going to have to step it up a little bit, but once it's all done and we're cinching it up, this kind of little bit larger hole is going to be no big deal. Here's my sample version. Can't even tell. And then once you're done with your 6th round, okay, so we're starting number 3. You're going to do 6 of them total, and then we're going to cinch it up. So go ahead and finish your rounds of your shell. I'll meet ya. So we've got row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're 6, and this is how much I have left from my one ball of yarn. So if you want to use the same yarn to make a pom-pom, like to make your pom-pom, you're going to need a second skein of yarn. But if you get one of these faux fur pom-poms, or you make a faux fur pom-pom, which I have a video on, I'll put it right here in the eye, then you don't need to worry about that. You just need one skein of yarn, which is pretty cool. So from here, I'm just going to slip stitch right in the top of that double crochet. Pull that through, and then you need a fairly long tail. So that's about good. Cut it. And here is where you need your yarn needle. Pull through. Give this a little tug, and then we will thread our yarn needle with it. And that's how we are going to cinch up our hat. So we're going to go in, and then as we go around, it will begin to cinch up. So I'm back to the beginning, we tighten it up, and then from the inside, I'm going to make sure I'm going to go across my opening and make sure that everything's nice and secure. And I do this from the inside because if there's any, back and forth yarn showing, then I'm not worried that it's going to show. So there's from the other side. So just make sure that it's secure. Doesn't have to be perfection. Making sure you kind of are going from opposite sides. And when you get that pretty secure, leave a little loop. Insert your needle, and that kind of creates a little knot, and then you will weave in your tail. Same thing, making sure that it's secure. Okay, so I actually changed my mind and I put a different color. This is like more of a gray. You are all done. This hat literally took me maybe an hour and 20 minutes to make it. One skein of yarn and a pom-pom, really affordable, really quick. So I hope you enjoyed making this. So how's that? Not too bad, right? I hope you enjoyed making your hat. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below. Be sure to check the description box and the blog post. If you have any questions, most of the time it's answered on the blog post, and sometimes I'll see comments later on that I'm like, oh man, I missed the comment. That was answered like in the blog post. If I see common questions, I'll make sure to put it in the blog post because I can edit, like I can add that in there later. I can't do that for a YouTube video. And then I can address all of those things. So be sure to check that out. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe and give a thumbs up if you want to hit that bell. That way you'll get notified every time a new video goes up. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy stitching. Bye.